Hello, Leo. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. All right, Leo, a little bit difficult, but it's really not that bad. So, from Shadows and Light, you pulled Mend a Broken Heart Fairy, Healing from Heartache. And then from E, you pulled Head Games. Now, when I say head games, this is not about somebody else playing head games with you. It's about the games that you're playing in your own mind. The coulda, woulda, shouldas. Now, with the Mend a Broken Heart, obviously, it's about like needing to take some time here to heal yourself in whatever way that your heart may have been broken. Now, head games. The trouble with smart people, and yes, that means you, is that you occasionally have a tad bit of difficulty surrendering to the big guy. They want to analyze everything, figure everything out, go from A, B, C to D ad nauseum. So here's all you need to know about this. Sometimes it's better to let go. So clearly it's just about you letting go of, the heartbreak in whatever way that you're feeling like your heart is broken. All right, Leo, here we go. Here's your overall for the week. The Nine of Cups. So it's all about looking at what is actually going to make you happy, right? Wish fulfillment with this one, absolutely. But, are you happy with the things that you have right now? What do you really want, right? And a lot of people take that for granted. And a lot of times it sounds like regurgitated bullshit, which I understand. But, sometimes we have unrealistic expectations when it comes to what we actually want. But now the focus needs to be on what is really going to make you happy, right? That's what I feel like more so than you actually having your wishes fulfilled here. Now, in the past, the Seven of Wands, clearly here, you speaking up and standing up for yourself and defending your choices, especially when it comes to what is going to make you happy. I'm not taking any more shit. This is how I feel. This is where I stand. End of story. But it's defensive. It is defensive nature, right? In communication. Needing to, defend what you're wanting. Oh boy. All right. So now, in the present, the Eight of Cups, you know what? To me, it feels passive aggressive. Because with the Eight of Cups being in the present moment, the question then becomes, are you actually walking away from the things that are not fulfilling you? Or are you continuing to feed into something emotionally that's not going to give you what you want? And again, it goes back to the whole feeling of, needing to really look at what is going to make you happy. The Eight of Cups for me, like I've always said, is more difficult than the Ten of Swords. Because at least there, it's over. With this one, it's difficult. And a lot of times, like I've always said, the reason why we have such difficulty in walking away from something is because you don't know where you're going to go, what's going to happen next, right? That's why a lot of times you see the moon in the background when it comes to the Eight of Cups. But, are you doing it? That becomes the question. And it's not always that easy. Anybody can tell you need to walk away from something that's not making you happy. But we're at an 8, which means you've spent a lot of time with this. And if you're looking at what is actually going to make you happy, it's like realizing now that maybe there, needs to be more effort in doing this, But I feel passive aggressive. Oh, wow. That's quick. Man, that's a quick change. The Chariot. And then you have Cancer showing up. So with the Chariot in future conditions, right? But the thing is where the hell are you going? Now, with the Nine of Cups, yeah, if you are clear, absolutely clear on what you want, then the Chariot is fantastic. There's victory there. There's self-control, willpower, momentum forward, all that great shit. Getting better control. But then, man, with the Eight of Cups being there, it's almost like some of you may physically need to move. Because otherwise you're just going to stay stuck with this. Now, again though, I feel like a pull here. Because, again, I'm waiting to see what's happening in your environment. But this is big. It's like making that big change and, having that willpower to continue forward. But wow. Oh, Leo. And, you know, you guys aren't the only ones. Oh my goodness, this one is showing up a lot, a lot. You know, and I felt like I needed to go back to this deck this week, and I think it's funny how it's like continuous. There's definitely a theme happening with everybody this week, it seems like. But the Ace of Cups is your best path to follow. You know, and like I said before with this one, and I think it might have been like Pisces that got this. When you're looking at it here, it's saying that there is a real possibility for you to have a new beginning that is actually going to make you happy. But aces are great, but they don't mean shit if you're not willing to do something about it. And this here is saying that you need to make the most of this coming through. You have a real possibility here to be happy. You know, in whatever way that you feel like you're being drained emotionally, maybe it is time to make a major move. You know, but like I said, it becomes a question of whether or not you're doing this, you know. But with that Ace of Cups there, I'm telling you, there's something really good for you. Like, really good. But it's all about whether or not you're willing to work toward it or make the most of it. But, like, I look at the Chariot and I think that maybe you are, right? In your environment, the Six of Pentacles, so that's just basically saying that with it being connected to the Eight of Cups, that, you know, you're giving, but you're not receiving shit back. You know, you're talking about the equal give and take, but then it's also about like needing to be open to receive something new. But I think that, you know, you may be coming in and saying, you know, I need more equal give and take here. But with the Eight of Cups, it's like you move into a place where you realize that, you know, you're not going to get it. But are you continuing to feed into this, though? You know, but like I said, with the Chariot coming out, it makes me hopeful that, you know, you make a big move to what is actually going to make you happy. Your hopes and your fears, the Moon. You know, and again, going back to the Eight of Cups, right? I wonder if some of you aren't looking at this in like thinking that it's not real. Because with the Moon, you're talking about illusions, right? It is the subconscious realm. It's all the shit that comes up from the subconscious mind that you have to deal with. There isn't a lot of clarity there. You know, there is the potential to get to that illumination. But when you're in the Moon, things are not clear. You know, but like I'm looking at this here and I think that you may be fearing that it's not real. Like it can't really happen. That, or, you know, you're like caught up in confusion and fear and anxiety when it comes to moving away from this. Because again, there isn't a lot of clarity there. Not knowing, you know, not knowing what's going to happen next or what you're going to do next. You know, but again, it's hopes and fears. And you have water all the way around you, dealing with emotions or water signs. Oh, and then coming out, the Four of Wands. Wow. Really? Now, when you look at it this way, it looks fantastic, right? Making a big move, a major move here away from this to what is going to make you happy. And then you feel like you've hit a place of stability. Hitting that milestone, right? Wow. And like almost like building a life somewhere else. You know, but again, with the Four of Wands, right, you get to a place where you get to celebrate how far you have come, you know, and moving from the Eight to the Four of Wands. And I like the fact that we're not looking at tower energy here. You know, to me, this is a major move. But it's not so like drastic. But I think that maybe some of you may be fearing that though, looking at the Moon. So it makes me wonder here if you get to a place where like you stop trying to like fight for something that's not going to give you what you want and stop giving into it. I worry that maybe some of you are like seeing this as just like an illusion, just a dream, like it can't be possible, right? But it's here though. But like you move into this place here where things start to happen quickly, definitely, and it is a major move. But with the Knight of Cups, it makes me wonder, if you don't have like somebody coming through that may be offering something to you, it's like getting a better offer. Now we could be talking about relationship or work here. With the Knight of Cups though, like I, I always worry when it comes to the Knight of Cups because I talk about fickle emotions. They're not like in and out like a Knight of Wands type of way, but I don't know. I see this as good, but then you have the Four of Pentacles next to this. So again, we go back to a place of stability, and it's really about how much you're willing to give to maybe a new offer, possibly. But with the Eight of Wands, everything happens quickly, and again, communication. But I feel like for some of you, you have something coming through. It's like a better offer. Now, for some of you, you may be like worried because you're already at a place of stability. Do you really want to give anything to this, especially considering you've been giving to something that isn't giving you shit back? But it happens so quick though, especially with the Chariot being there. But then you move into a place where you start to feel a little bit stable. Some of you may be building a life literally somewhere else. And that could be like a physical move, or it could just be like quickly changing jobs or accepting a better offer. It could be building a life in terms of a new relationship. But when we're looking at head games and I go back to the Moon, I think, yeah, you need to stop doing the coulda, woulda, shoulda. If you have a good offer coming through and it's something that you want, then maybe now is the time for you to start making the most of this, because I go right back to the fact that this is your advice. But like with the Eight of Wands, the other thing that I talk about with that is, yeah, things may be happening really quickly and you may be worried about losing a sense of stability though too, but you get it though, right? But the other thing is watching everything just kind of fall into place for you, which is good. But I feel like right now you're just being passive aggressive about what you actually want, because right now you're continuously giving into something else. But I'm telling you, I think that for some of you, this is either about, you offering this somewhere else and it becoming a possibility, or it coming through to you. But I still look at the Four of Pentacles and worry a little bit, but I think it's more so that you're worried about what's going to happen with your own stability and security. Okay, so I'm looking at a situation here for couples, and I'm going to start here with chemistry. There's a good attraction, right? But when you're looking at Temperance, it's like needing to start getting the passion going, right? Needing to come from a place where, you're comfortable with each other, but like needing to get more passion going, right? But it's not like in a bad way. It's there. It's just, I think some of you are needing to put in the effort as far as that goes, or the other person. And then, of course, you have Sag showing up. And then Pisces, for those of you who are single. The Moon. Here's what I'm going to say about this. If you have somebody from the past coming back through, you are fantasizing about them and they are fantasizing about you. And that's what that is. The Moon is about living out those fantasies. So both of you are like fantasizing about each other. You may have a reconciliation with somebody from the past. But wow. But like couples, you're fine. Like there's still really good attraction there. But I think that things may have like gotten to a place where, passion may need to be like worked on, but it's not bad. But Leo, like for some of you, things are happening very quickly. And I do think it's because you have a better offer coming through rather than being passive aggressive about what you're dealing with right now. All right, Leo, so clearly this week it's all about what is going to make you happy, what you actually want. And, the reason why I keep saying passive aggressive is because you come in standing up for yourself, but yet you're still continuing to give to something that ain't giving you shit back. And that's basically what that is. Now, like I said, when it comes to the Eight of Cups, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to walk away from something that you've spent so much time with and invested so much into. But you're making a big move and things happen quickly. And I mean, like, big change. With these two coming out, you're building a life somewhere else. And that's what that is. I mean, with the Chariot, yeah, self-control, willpower, trying to get momentum forward going in your life, reaching a place of stability. But this is moving to what you actually want versus continuing to argue over the fact that you're giving, but then not getting shit back. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the Ace of Cups, it's all over the place, I swear to God. With this being your best path to follow, you know, like I've said before, it's great when aces show up, but they don't mean a fucking thing if you don't do anything about it. So it is there for you, but you're going to have to do something about it. But like I said, it looks like you do in like a really big way, but this may take some time. Now, as far as like the Knight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, like I almost feel like, especially with the Ace of Cups being the best path to follow, that you may have an offer coming through. That may be you doing this or somebody else. But because of the Ace being your advice, it's like you need to make the most of it. So you may have somebody coming through offering you something. But with the Four of Pentacles, it's like not wanting to give up what stability you do have. You know, even if you're not getting happiness from it. Because, you know, like I said, it's hard to move away from those things when you don't know what's going to happen when you leave it. Now, as far as the moon goes, though, like, I think that some of you may be looking at this and going, is it even real? Is it even a real possibility? And I think it ends up being a very real possibility, like, really quickly. And I mean, like, really quickly, because, I mean, with all of these here, this is a big move, a big life change. But it's, like, out of nowhere. You know, but like right now where some of you are at, you're continuously feeding into something that just isn't giving you what you want. You know, and then the head games, right? And mending a broken heart. And the broken heart is the fact that you spend so much time with something that isn't making you happy, right? Like, but with the head games, you can't do the coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know, you can't do that to yourself when it comes to needing to move away from what is not going to make you happy. Now, as far as relationships go, for those of you who are single, reconciliation in the moon, yeah, you're fantasizing about each other. And that's basically what that is. And wanting a reconciliation. And wanting to live out those fantasies with each other. Now, and it's funny because with the moon showing up, right, like, is it real? Can it really happen? And I think it does in a really big way. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, you look fine. You know, as far as the reading goes, it could just be that you get a better work offer and there may need to be like a major move. But with chemistry and temperance, there's still chemistry in the relationship, but I think that you've gotten to a place where you're like comfortable, but there needs to be some more passion. You just need to build the passion up, right? And it's not like forcing somebody to have passion for you. It's clearly there. It's just it needs to be worked on, but it's not bad. But Leo, man, it like moves so quickly into something else. But like I can understand where you're at right now. You know, but you're going to have to make the choice here to stop feeding into what is not going to make you happy. And that's basically the message here. Because you do have another opportunity coming through.